Oh, and this one beats the bat and ends the over. Northampton started nicely, 14 without loss after one.
Yeah, good opening over there for the Steelbacks. Didn't really have to work too hard for those runs either. One really nice, neat pull shot from Vasconcelos through the mid-wicket area. And a lovely square drive through the offside that evaded the dive. As the crowd watching on to see Callum Parkinson is going to be the man to take over from the Finkel end. Had some good success so far in the competition. Has been a bowler that Lees and company have really relied on. Taken 7 wickets in the Vitality Blast so far this season. He's up against Lynn, who manages to just tuck that away short into the leg side. Now I'll just happily take and nurse the quick single. That's something that you can sometimes forget about a player like Chris Lynn with the accolade and the reputation that he's got on him to be the big power hitter. He's also quite a smart, capable batsman just generally. Get himself into the game and then really start to try and take the game on. Uppish there from Vasconcelos, but falls short enough. There was no one there catching at the short mid-wicket. And there's a catching chance. It's gone! Second over, the first chance for Callum Parkinson. And Durham strike. And it is that big potential danger wicket of Chris Lynn that's going to walk back to the paddock for a single run. Durham strike early. It's 16 for 1.
Yeah, good catch by Ben McKinney in the covers. Important to get that early breakthrough after an expensive first over. Callum Parkinson started off nicely in the power plays, hasn't he, all season. Picked up an early wicket and an important one. Like you said, 100 last time out. Chris Lynn goes for 1. Caught McKinney, bowled Parkinson.
Well, that's exactly how you wanted and would have wanted to have drawn things up if you were Ryan Campbell and the remaining coaching staff. It's going to bring the other Australian overseas player into bat, though, for the Steelbacks. It's going to be Nathan McSweeney, who's in at 3. And a few chants and sing-songs ringing out from the crowd there, I hear. They're up for it.
It's a good time to rehydrate. 16 for 1, Northants.
McSweeney with a good little tuck and run, little settler to get himself away and off strike.
It's a big test this for Durham tonight without any overseas players. David Bedingham, little back issue, keeping him out of the side.
Oof, that was up again for a moment. Squares up Vasconcelos. He's going to run away. Good sliding stop, though, on the boundary. We'll keep it from the 4. They will get back for 3. So good running between Vasconcelos and McSweeney early. But good determination shown there in the field as well. End of the over, 6 runs from it, but most importantly, from a home perspective, the wicket of Chris Lynn.
Yeah, great chase by Colin Ackerman. Keeping that down to 3, saving a run. Vasconcelos just chipping that one, well, squirting that one really away off thick outside edge, not in control. Beautiful evening here at the Banks Homes Riverside, bathed in sunshine. Ben Rain has ball in hand and will bowl the second over from the Lumley end. This is cut away. Ooh. Good hand by Clark. Saved a boundary. It was well timed that by Vasconcelos. Hit it hard into the ground.
Yeah, really lovely sound off the bat there to kick things off from Vasconcelos. He looks like he's in some good condition here early on, but a testing time for him undoubtedly.
Down the wicket. That's a little bit wider. In fact, he looks at the umpire. Just thinking there, was the arms going to be extended? Umpires are Ben Debenham and Steve O'Shaughnessy. The television umpire here this evening, and James Middlebrook. And the match referee is former Durham player Will Smith. What a job that is, match referee. Going around the country watching cricket, having a chat to just making sure everything runs pretty smoothly. Oh, it's picked up and hoiked into the leg side. It'll just be a couple. Boundary's a little bit bigger here today than normal. I'll see if I can get on to head groundsman Victor Main and get the specifics for you.
Yeah, hasn't quite maybe necessarily timed that as well as some of his earlier shots, Vasconcelos there, but runs on the board, that's the most important thing. Ooh.
Another dot ball. These are gold in the power play for Durham. 20 for 1 the score. As you would expect, a tidy start from Ben Rain. Just the 2 from this over so far. Two sweepers out on the leg side. That fine leg and deep backward square. And pretty much a ring field on the offside. Oh, that one strikes Vasconcelos. Unable to get that one away. It's a good fight back this from Durham after 14 from the first over.
Yeah, it is indeed. And just commenting on the field for a moment there as well, Ash, I like the idea of having the 2 men outside the circle being on the leg side. We've already seen the propensity for Vasconcelos to be happy to try and pull away. You've got plenty of men on the offside for the cut shot and then a couple sweeping round, like you say, for the pull.
Oh, that one strikes him on the pad, but it will be a dot ball. 22 for 1 after 3. Good fight back so far from Durham.
Yeah, really, really strong over there. That's exactly what you want to follow up after a wicket taking over from Parkinson from the Finkel end. James Minto, the youngster, is having a couple of location issues, so good captaincy from Lees to put on his most veteran pace bowler and do exactly what you'd expect him to do, Ben Rain. Just soak up runs and make things really, really uncomfortable for this batting partnership here. Parkinson will continue from the Finkel end. Driven up and on the ground for the moment there for McSweeney. Now clubs up into the leg side. There is cover down there. Colin Ackerman will be the man to do the fielding, and McSweeney just happy to continue to conserve, take things a little slower. Field has to rearrange once again for the left-hand, right-hand combination. Catching chance, and that's going to be gone! McSweeney, the second to fall. It's Parkinson yet again. And it's a lazy sort of chip shot there from Nathan McSweeney to gift away his wicket. And Durham early on are in supreme control in the power play, 24 for 2.
Yeah, same combination. Caught McKinney, bowled Parkinson. And that was a soft one. As McSweeney, as you said, just chipped that one in the air. McKinney taking a comfortable catch. Parkinson celebrating. big moments.
And that's going to bring out the skipper, David Willey.
2 left-handers at the crease now. 2 wickets for Callum Parkinson has 2 early doors. Lovely start for him. Continuing his good form so far in this blast. 2 for 8 are his figures at the moment. David Willey, the new batter, as Ben said there.
Now a chance for this field to really settle in as well. So Willey noodles one. It's a sort of short mid-off. No one there, though. Mid-off was pushed right back onto the boundary in case the skipper did want to charge down and try and take Parkinson on first ball. And Vasconcelos will take the one and retain the strike. End of the 4th over. Another very productive Callum Parkinson over. 4 runs in it, but the second wicket falling. It is 26 for 2 live. Myself, Ben Fitzpatrick and Ash Thorpe in association with Daffa News.
Yeah, excellent comeback there. 14 from that first over from young James Minto on debut. Bit of nerves, but the experienced Callum Parkinson pulling it back. And a little bit of match-up play here. 2 left-handers in. Colin Ackerman is going to have a bowl as the Viking clap rains around the Banks Homes Riverside. This again tucked away nicely, as we've seen so far from Vasconcelos.
Yeah, very much in sort of recovery mode at the moment for the Steelbacks. They would not have written things up coming into this evening with the confidence of the performance that they put in on Sunday.
Tucked away nicely into the leg side. Initially think of 2, then decide against it.
And that's what could happen as well already early on. Those opportunities to try and really run hard, push the arm of the man at long on. Instead, just take the one, conserve the partnership.
Down the wicket and drives it through the covers. Doesn't get it perfectly. And some good fielding. Will Rhodes at mid-off gets around and keeps that down to 2.
And that's exactly what you need as well to help back up the good pressure that's being put on by the bowling attack.
And again, tucked away into the leg side. And they'll pick up another single. Durham will be happy with this, though, in the power play, as long as they're not going for boundaries. 31 for 2. A couple of balls remaining in over number 5. David will be thinking about going straight down the ground. And he hammers this off the back foot through extra cover for 4. Beautiful shot. Gave himself a little bit of room. And really slapped that on the top of the bounce.
Yeah, well, you called that Willie was going to want to try and score big with that delivery, Ash. Instead of going down the ground, just like you say, gives himself a little bit of room, steps away. Just a flat bat slap out of reach of mid-off.
Last ball of Ackerman's over. Started into middle and leg. Ends the over with a dot. 9 from that Ackerman over. 35 for 2 after 5.
Yeah, one of the more expensive overs since James Minto kicked us off here this evening, if you're just joining us. But the bowling certainly really striking through here at the moment. It was something that Ryan Campbell was quite positive of over the last couple of performances for Durham in the blast, is that the bowling has been pretty good. It's been the batting, and particularly the power play batting, where they've maybe felt a little bit left down, a little bit aggrieved, but plenty of time to worry about that. Ben Rain now with a change of ends from the Lumley end to the Finkel end. That's a bit of width, but there is cover there. Square on the offside as Vasconcelos tries to extend the hands.
Yeah, it's a real strong area for him, but they've got almost 4 fielders there from a short third man round to a cover point. They're making it very tough for him to score in his strongest area.
Chipped up into the leg side. There is still those 2 men that are out there outside the ring, a deep squared leg and fine leg. Happy to do the protecting work. Fine leg now comes in towards the circle. And man, deep on the offside now going back. Thunders into the pad. Willie was trying to play that one off, almost sort of a helicopter style flourish at the end as well. Didn't quite get the timing right.
Durham will be very happy if they don't concede another boundary here in this power play. He just changes the field a little bit here, Ben Rain, sending deep mid-wicket out and bringing up his sweeper on the offside. So you would think that this is going to be very full and very straight.
And it was very full, very straight, but gets through the gate of Ollie Robinson. Usually very, very safe pair of hands. Good work there in the field to stop that from going all the way for 4 byes.
Not sure if there's a little edge on that from David Willey.
Looks like there might have been. Umpire's not given the bye signal. Have a look at it on the big screen. I think that might have just been what wrong-footed Ollie Robinson there, actually. As that's an edge and gone! Ben Rain strikes. And it's been this Finkel end that has been doing the damage for Durham. The 3rd wicket falls, and it's another addition to a really, really strong start for Durham this evening. Alex Lees with a strong toss to win. And the Steelbacks are 3 down.
Yeah, it's another important wicket. Ever reliable Ben Rain picking up that there. Just guided into the hands of Ollie Robinson, who makes no mistake. Durham have 3 in the power play. Northamptonshire Steelbacks 39 for 3. 1 ball left in the power play. Justin Broad, the new batter to the crease. 21 from 22 balls there. So he was busy, Vasconcelos, but really, you've got to kick on from there. Durham having the better of the power play so far.
Yeah, I think what Durham did so well to particularly stifle Vasconcelos in that innings was the heavy offside field that they placed and they put into him against him, not allowing Vasconcelos to extend the hands, which he looked like he really wanted to do from ball 1 against James Minto. Of course, having those 2 men out on the deep on the leg side as well just put the pull shot out of the back of the mind as well. And it's a forward defensive from Justin Broad to finish the over and finish a dominant power play for Durham. 39 for 3 at the end of 6 overs.
Be interesting to see where he goes here. If he goes straight to Salter after the power play, which is the usual formula for Durham. 2 wickets to Callum Parkinson and 1 to Ben Rain to finish off the power play. Durham will be very happy there. 39 for 3. Nathan Salter is into the attack. Hasn't had a lot of luck so far this year. He's been one of Durham's better bowlers over the last couple of seasons. Been in outstanding form. So over number 7 from the Lumley end, Nathan Salter. It's a tidy start from him. Congratulations to him and his partner on having a new baby, adjusting to life as a father, Nathan Souter. Leg by is the signal from the umpire.
Yeah, like you say, Souter hasn't quite had the luck of things so far in the T20 Blast this season. I don't think he's taken a wicket in the competition yet so far. So this will be great for him, not only personally, but also just to keep this pressure on for Durham with the ball.
Bringing the stumps into play, Souter. Broad gets off the mark with a little push into the offside.
Crowd waits on.
Yeah, crowd real keen. Nice punch off the back foot by David Willey, down to long off for a single.
Yeah, just continuing to play keep away, aren't they?
See the kids in the crowd there from my club, Chesley Street.
Oh, amazing.
And the Guard of Honour today. Getting amongst it. Oh, and that's a sweep shot that doesn't beat Ben Rain, who does well in getting around. And cutting that one off. Again, Souter bowling at the stumps. Broad misses at his LBW. That just brings deep square a little bit finer. As he sees Broad trying to get across his stumps. Good start from Souter, just the one so far. Sorry, the two from the bat. This one's carved away. Down to Colin Ackerman, who does the fielding. Good start from Souter. 3 off the bat and 4 in total off the over. After 7 overs, Northamptonshire Steelbacks are 43 for 3.
Yeah, another good strong over. And being backed up there with Nathan Souter being brought into the attack. These middle overs going to be crucial now to back up the strong performance in the power play. Obviously, both Willie and Broad will be very, very aware that they're going to have to start getting the accelerator on very, very soon.
Just got to be careful here. They know they need a decent total. The pitch looks good. But 3 down, there's almost a little rebuild phase here. Casey Aldridge into the attack.
Yeah, really chopping and changing with the bowlers early on. Obviously only allowed the maximum of 4 overs per bowler. Broad immediately greets Aldridge to the crease. A little clip into the leg side for a single. Aldridge has been handy with the ball this campaign so far as well. 6 wickets to his name in the competition so far.
He's taken a lot of catches as well.
He has, yeah. Now Willie again, just happy to nurse the singles at the moment. Get a feel for the strike, get a feel for the pitch.
David Willey's a huge danger man here for the Steelbacks. He's got plenty of time to get himself in. Familiar with batting for long periods, has opened the batting in the past. Good length that from Aldridge, hitting the splice of the bat. It's good evening to everybody watching this broadcast on Durham Live in association with Daffabet. Here with myself, Ash Thorpe, and Ben Fitzpatrick from a beautiful Banks Homes Riverside. Saturday evening, lights are on for some reason.
That one's chipped up. A little back foot punch. Broad starting to show a little bit of intention there. Playing a few more expansive styles of shot.
Durham happy to sit in here at the moment, just going for a run of ball. Steelbacks Don't want to go too hard too early and leave themselves really short. Getting up towards a total to the 8 can defend. Ooh, good bouncer.
Yeah. Maybe almost a slight anticipation that one of the two was going to elect to try and really take on the pace, really take on some bowling here. The advance down the ground. Aldridge brings it back of a length.
He's bringing up, with that one for the over, he's bringing up his fine leg and dropping long off. So there might be some pace off here.
Looked like it certainly was. Willie was quick out of the traps, but Broad says no. Durham want to go at one run a ball. We're quite content to do the exact same, at least for now, at the very least. 4 runs from the first Casey Aldridge over. 47 for 3.
Few T-shirts getting launched out into the crowd. I can't believe the weather. I've literally taken the dogs out 3 times today and been soaking wet every time. There's been some delays at my club cricket as well, and just absolutely bathed. It's barbecue weather.
It's gorgeous.
Souder to continue from the Lumley end. 47 for 3, the Steelbacks. That one slides across Willie. They're playing a miss. You feel they're going to have to target somebody here, and this might just bring Souter into play. Another dot. This is good pressure building here from Durham. Sets a little bit of frustration from David Willey. To be fair, been there and done that. Huge experience for him now.
Oh,
good from Souter. I really like the length from Souter. He's not letting Willie get on the front foot. Trying to make him play off the back foot. Sliding it across the left-hander. Willie just taking his time here in between balls. Trying to compose himself. Again, on the back foot, and again, hit to cover. Alex Lee's giving his bowler a round of applause. That sun's actually starting to become a pain in the backside for us here in the commentary box. And again, brilliant from Souter as Willie just punches this one down the ground. So 1 ball left in the over, just 1 run off this one so far. Really tidy stuff here from Durham. All the fielders in the circle right on the ring. Happy to give away 1 really. Protect that boundary and protect the over. Broad sweeps and sweeps well out into the deep. But we'll just pick up the single. Excellent over again from Souter. Just the 2 from it. After 9 overs, the Steelbacks are 49 for 3.
yeah, impeccable over there, really, from Nathan Souter. It was good, almost set-up bowling there as well, particularly to David Willey. I was half expecting and just waiting for one of those deliveries to just stay true. Just instead of moving across the left-hander as Willie was trying to expect, trying to get himself, as you say, to play on that back foot, move around, trying to give himself some space for a back foot cut shot. Just let one stay true and clip the top of top of off stump. But if anything, it might just be a little bit more of a precursor. And just continuing to cramp up Willie. And the remainder of this Steelback scoring. That's up in the air. The first shot on this new Aldridge over. It's going to be a tough chance and it's put down. Ben McKinney always running, looking over the top of his back shoulder. Trying to chase that ball.
Yeah, always the hardest catches, those running back. Not quite getting there, McKinney. That one went high. I thought it was going for 6 initially.
That one's got through the dive in the covers, but there is still quite that hefty protection out on the offside boundary against Justin Broad. So it's going to remain as a single. That also brought up a 50 for the Steelbacks. Had to work really, really hard for it as well. Just 3 boundaries so far. That one's clubbed. Picks through the gap and goes all the way back. First maximum of the night.
That's a big hit. Pace off into the pitch. Willie picked it and picked it up well over square leg and all the way. These boundaries, the biggest we've had so far for the Blast. Head groundsman Victor Mains put them out at 67 metres, and that one went about 20 over the Toblerones. Big hit.
Yeah, and almost looked effortless as well there from David Willie.
It's a good bat swing, isn't it?
It's a very, very lovely swing. Will he go again here? Oh, goes down the ground. Broad had to matrix dive out the way. Long on coming around to do the fielding's Will Rhodes. That's some serious pressure off there from David Willie. We were mentioning a moment ago that a little bit of frustration may be creeping into the back of the skipper's mind. Nothing like a tucked in 6 over the leg side boundary to alleviate that. Now Broad, fuller delivery there from Aldridge.
You can just feel the intents lifted here a little bit from this pair. Got themselves in now and realising 60 for 3 with 1 ball left of the 10th over. They're probably a little bit behind the rate at the moment.
Ooh, top edge, high, but high enough. Fine leg was pulled in a little bit. It'll manage to find its way over the boundary rope for 4.
Yeah, a little bit of a double bluff there. Expensive over. 64 for 3 after 10.
Yeah. 15 runs off that over is the most expensive so far. But 6 of those came off the bat of a really lovely controlled shot. And then the 4, maybe a little bit fortuitous with the top edge. Remember, there was also the catching chance in that over. Ben McKinney had a very difficult one to try and read off the flight.
Souter to continue. Broad offers his stumps and carves that away beautifully through point for 4. Risk and reward. Well, he got his reward there. Exposed his stumps, but hit that away beautifully. The sweeper out on the offside is behind square. They must have identified that Broad likes to reverse sweep. I'm sure our Northants fans definitely seen a lot more of him than what we have. This time he sweeps in regulation fashion. He'll pick up a single out to James Minto in the deep. Souter staying true to his formula at the moment, trying to attack the stumps for the right-hander and just trying to push it across David Willie. Little googly there, tucked away into the leg side by Willie for a single.
Yeah, there is a little bit of that variation that I was hoping for Souter to try and go against for David Willie in the last over. Again, just trying to sow those seeds of doubt a little bit against Willie. Well and truly in, as is Justin Broad. Ooh.
Clever from Souter, following Broad. Really cramping him for room. He's trying to open up the offside, Broad. sweeps again, sweeps fine. Minto does the fielding in the deep. One ball left of the 11th. 71 for 3. The Steelbacks. Nice partnership here. And again, just mistimed into the offside. They'll collect a single. That ends the 11th over. 72 for 3.
Yeah, and like you say, there's a strong bounce-back partnership going on here. William Broad just been happy to play smart as opposed to fall into the trap of being forced to play or encouraged to play a real aggressive brand of cricket with the short form. So Lee's thinking maybe it's time to get a little bit aggressive ourselves here, because Callum Parkinson is back into the attack, taking over from Casey Aldridge.
Yeah, still has 2 overs left. Last game here at home, he got through all 3 in the power play.
Immediately goes bang, but straight down the throat of long off. Easy catch for Casey Aldridge. And the bowling change works immediately for the Durham skipper. Parkinson has 3. And the Steelbacks, just as they were rebuilding, are back in a bit of bother again. They're 72 for 4.
Yeah, 3 for 10 for Callum Parkinson, who's having a real night out there. David Willey, the man to go. That's a big wicket for Durham. 26 from 23. Timed that nicely, but couldn't get it over. And you've got to give credit to Durham. They've got some really tall fielders in the right places. Casey Aldridge plucked that one out of the sky. Well, he made it look easy. Made it look really easy. And a big wicket there. 72 for 4, the Steelbacks.
And it's going to be safe save.
Yeah, sorry, mate.
No, you're all right.
Sticking left-hand, right-hand combination.
Huge moment this for Durham. That big partnership that had a very potential danger to run away as these remaining middle to late overs started to go forwards. Now bring Safe Zabe into the equation. He's actually yet to score a run in this season's Blast competition. Only batted the once. And now has scored that first run for himself of the 2026 Vitality Blast competition.
Really handy all-rounder for the Steelbacks. Important spot to bat in the middle order. He'll bowl some important overs as well tonight. Big job here. 73 for 4.
Now, Justin Broad having to be the initial guidance. Give that time and that room for Safe Zabe to see a couple deliveries, get himself set. Once again, there is just that little tuck off the hip into the leg side. Good sliding dive there to stop the potential thought of a second.
It's a big wicket that in the game that Northants were just looking to accelerate there in this partnership. Might just rein Broad back a little bit.
Ooh. Oohs and ahs from around the crowd as well here in the commentary box. Callum Parkinson in some really great rhythm. Parkinson tries to follow Broad there, but does enough to get it into short mid-wicket and in to safety. That's the end of an over, but yet again, another impactful Callum Parkinson over. He's got a wicket and over so far. 76 for 4.
Yeah, 3 for 14 for the left-arm spinner. He's been up there with Durham's best this season so far, the most consistent. He's had a great night here tonight so far. With Colin Ackerman back into the attack. Will Broad look to have a go here? There's your answer. And it goes all the way down towards... I don't know what kind of marquee that is down there. Looks like maybe a little bit of pyrotechnics and things in there. But there's your answer. Broad immediately hits that first ball for 6. I'm not sure he got all of that either. There is that reverse sweep. Down to Nathan Souter patrolling the deep.
Yeah, this doesn't surprise me whatsoever here, Ash, that Steelbacks batsmen are trying to have a go at the part-time spin of Colin Ackerman. It's really seemingly kind of the weakest quote-unquote link with the ball on paper that you'd have to say, especially with the performances that have been put in so far by everybody else with the ball in the Durham shirt tonight.
Yeah, this is the matchup they'll have wanted. They would have wanted to try and get Broad off strike so he can bowl at the left-hander. This is another over, really, that he can take away at the back end of the innings as a captain is exactly what you want. That's a lovely shot inside and out. It's not going to quite carry down to long off. Will Rhodes doing the fielding. Probably trying to hit that a little bit squarer. Oh, over the head of Alex Lees in the covers. Nearly chipped it all the way down to Will Rhodes. Important that Ackerman gets out of the over now without conceding another boundary. It's full and straight and tucked away into the leg side. They'll think of a second, but Graham Clark gets the ball quickly. Prevents that from happening. Hoping for a big night from Graham Clark. So Alex Lees and Graham Clark have huge nights. One against Northampton last year.
Mm-hmm.
This is pulled away into the deep. McKinney goes back and watches it sail over his head. So that's a good over for the Steelbacks. The experiment with trying to pinch an over from Ackerman hasn't quite worked. 91 for 4. Another 15 run over.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that one there. I thought for a moment with that last delivery that maybe there was a half-catching chance, but Safe Zabe just able to get enough on it and over the rope. And like you say, trying to get one extra over ready for one of his premium bowlers at the death. Here comes Parkinson. Broad wound up and really tried to slam that deep onto the leg side, but only gets the single.
Parkinson's last over here. 3 for 15, his figures. Been absolutely outstanding, the left arm spinner.
Bottom edge of the bat. Run down to short fine leg. We'll grab the single. Zabe up onto 10 in pretty quick succession. Not messed around here, and his team have certainly necessitated that he score and score quickly. As there's the sweep attempt. Big appeal. The umpire is unmoved. There's a late run there that's taken. Direct impact maybe could have been a little bit of trouble. He's going to be signalled as leg by, and Callum Parkinson going to ask the question, well, where was that missing?
It was going down leg. Broad gave himself plenty of room. I thought it had bowled him initially.
Zabe advances. Only pushed down to Rhodes long on.
Outstanding stuff this from Callum Parkinson. 2 balls left in his spell. He'll be desperate to get out of this without conceding a boundary. Love to pick up a 4th as well.
Again, Broad gives himself a little bit of room as Parkinson tries to follow him.
Casey Aldridge getting the daggers there of throwing the ball back on the pitch. Umpire telling him to not throw the ball onto the pitch. Umpire Debenham.
Big sweep for the last ball of Callum Parkinson's spell. It's just the 1 run from it. It's a really strong performance from the left arm spinner for Callum Parkinson. It's gone at a runner ball in that last over. But that's not going to be the story. It will be the 3 for 19 that he will finish with to set Durham up on a really strong platform with the ball. 97 for 3. Oh, not for 4, sorry.
Yeah, outstanding spell from Callum Parkinson. James Minto is going to come back into the attack, and you feel this is where the Steelbacks, as Callum Parkinson gets a huge round of applause from the LNER stand. Yeah. While you're with us, don't forget to like and subscribe. And follow us on here on YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok. We've got the lot here at Durham Live. Here in association with Daffa News. Really well poised now. Zabe started nicely, 12 from 8 broads, 27 from 24, and you just feel he's ready to go here.
Yeah, this partnership already zooming its way up to worth 25 as well between the two.
Quickly too. It's beautifully driven behind point. Clark dives, can't cut that off. Minto too wide, too full. And Safe Zabe brings up the Steelbacks 100. First ball of over number 15. Beautifully timed.
Yeah, like you say, just a little bit too wide there. Bit of a loosener maybe for Minto as well. Hasn't bowled since the first over of the game. So, needing to get himself into a little bit of rhythm early. Needs to find that radar.
This one slapped away again for back-to-back boundaries. Young Minto on debut under pressure. Safe Zabe accelerating here. Moves on to 20 from 10. Just what the Steelbacks need.
Yeah, need big explosive last few overs here. That's just absolutely hammered. Through the offside. Rhodes having a chat with Minto there in your picture.
4 fielders up on the offside. This one guided away and timed again beautifully. Work for Clark to do, does brilliantly. Zabe will come back for a second. Minto needs to bowl a bit straighter here. All his protection is out on the leg side. Again, just a little word from the skipper to his young charger. This is great experience for James Minto. Young man making his way in the game. He's bowling some good pace here, but Northampton really using that pace nicely. It's going to bring mid on up into the circle and drop third down. A little bit of change of tactics here.
Sweeper coming around square as well on the offside.
Yeah, leaving a huge gap at extra cover. This one's hammered into the pitch and will just be a single. A little bit of relief there for Minto. 11 from the over so far. All part of the learning curve for a young man making his way in the game. Exciting night for him on debut.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And, you know, you'd much rather be given a situation game-wise where Minto's got this little bit of manoeuvrability to learn to make these mistakes as opposed to, you know, Steelbacks being 150, 170 odd.
This one thuds into the pad with such pace that goes all the way outside the circle, and great running from Broad coming back for a second.
But yeah, definitely a bit of a trial by fire going on here for James Minto. Up to none for 25 off of just 2 overs so far, and he's got 1 more ball yet to come. Leave 5 overs left as well. Dig into what that bowler makeup could potentially look like after this ball. Ooh.
Good pace through. It's a dot ball to finish. 110 for 4 after 15.
Yeah, expensive over, 13 runs from it, but very, very strong way to finish there. Some good pace sailing through to Robinson behind the stumps. And a little bit further back of a length, maybe it would have sent middle stump cartwheeling out of the ground.
You see some of the great crowd in here tonight. I say up until kind of the start of this game, it's been a miserable day here in Chesley Street. Banks Homes Riverside, for the most part of this game, has been bathed in sunshine. We're about to get some more sunshine as one dirty cloud lurks over the sun. Casey Aldridge back into the attack.
Ooh, a little bit of a leave there from Safe Zabe. Wanted to play the shot and then just drop the hands away at the right time.
He's trying to beat third man who's in the circle there, Safe Zabe. A little bit of bounce from Casey Aldridge.
So this would be third over for Casey Aldridge. He's got one more after this to go as well. Rain's also got 2 overs left to bowl. You'd have to imagine he'll be up next. So that one's guided towards backward point. I'll take the quick single. Then you've got Rain with 2, Colin Ackerman with 2 remaining. Be maybe a little bit surprised if Lees goes to Ackerman, considering the aggressiveness that Broad and Zabe showed towards him earlier on.
Yeah, there'll be one from Souter as well,
Yeah.
here, I think, which I think Northants will have a crack at. Well, in fact, they should have a crack at them
You've
all
got
from
to.
here.
Yeah, you've got to.
Oh my God.
How about have a crack at that? It's high, it's deep, it's gone. Over the rope from Justin Broad. We just mentioned there, Ash, that the Steelbacks need to think about having a go and taking pretty much everything on at this point. Justin Broad might have a little earpiece in there listening to your wise words.
I can definitely do better than listening to me. But that's an incredible shot. I thought that was even bigger off the bat. It made a beautiful sound.
Oh, now trying the ramp. It's Justin Broad.
Although that went for 6, there's only been 7 off this over so far. So if Durham don't concede another boundary, they'll be happy. Steelbacks will be looking at going at least 10s from here, trying to get up to 160 plus. I feel they'll need that as a minimum.
Short ball swatted into the leg side. There is still that coverage there. Straight to Colin Ackerman.
It's clever from Aldridge, all the pace off that as well. First and last balls become huge here in these last few overs. Safe Zabe will no doubt be targeting a boundary. Durham looking to protect the Toblerones.
Full onto the pads, whipped away into the leg side, but there is that coverage there. Broad was hopeful to try and race back for the second, but Safe Zabe had no intention of making his way back. So that's, what, 9 off that over.
Yeah, bang on.
But 119 for 4 at the moment. The T-shirts are out once again. Guys in the L&ER stand, you can see in your picture there.
I think Stevie's stuck behind a tree or something up there. Getting his artistic shots in. Be trying to win an award somewhere, no doubt, Stevie, off that one.
I'll tell you what, there's a nomination in it for somewhere. That is the beauty of cricket. I'd subtitle that.
There you go. Sunshine's back.
Hang that in the Louvre.
Hang it in the Louvre. Brilliant. Souter's back. Sunshine's back. Safe Zabe looking to have a crack here, no doubt. Length key. That's hit in the air and gone. Souter picks up his first wicket of the blast. Minto takes the catch at cover point. We talk around first and last balls being hugely important. That's a win for Durham. 5th wicket down, 119 on the board.
Yeah, absolutely delighted there for Nathan Souter, for him to get his first wicket of the competition. And safe save there. You can see what he's trying to do. Just play that cut shot. But you've got the coverage there. Easy catch. Shading to a left-hand side. Safe save has to go. The 25 off 16. He was industrious. But it is the 5th wicket falling for the Steelbacks.
Calvin Harrison, the new batter. Another hugely talented all-rounder leg spinner who will have some overs to bowl here today. A little bit of a licence here for him. Just the 23 balls left of the innings.
Yeah, this is purely just going pretty much free swing mode here from now, isn't it?
I think you should try and get Broad back on strike as much as possible here. But Souter will definitely be targeting his stumps. Nice drive and a great bit of fielding off his own bowling from Souter. $119 for 5, the Steelbacks.
Ooh.
That one beats everything. Good bit of work by Ollie Robinson behind the stumps. Bouncing over leg stump, that one. A little bit slower, that one from Souter. Giving him a little bit of confidence taking that wicket. Really handy figures for the leggy too. This one's heaved away into the leg side and will find the gap and go for 4. Picking up the length well there, Harrison. And getting off the mark with a boundary. 123 for 5, the Steelbacks.
Yeah, it's a slight shame there for Souter, that one. Because I was just about to say the ball before. It looked like he's really bowling with his tail up. Like you say, that first wicket down in the competition, giving him so much more confidence.
This one's punched down to long off. Just the 5 off the over so far, though. So again, this last ball becomes huge. Sorry if I'm boring you with that, but first and last balls, massively important here. Broad will be trying to finish this over with a little flourish. Or will he actually just try and get out of the over and get the strike for the next one? Souter meticulous with his field placings here. Last ball of his spell. He has 1 for 18 so far. This one's hit inside out over the covers. It'll be a couple for Broad. That will finish an excellent spell for Souter. 1 for 20 from his 4. And the Steelbacks after 17 are 126 for 5.
Yeah, great final over there from Nathan Souter. Of course, something for him to really bounce up off of for the remainder of the competition. Now Durham, with his remaining couple of overs, need to limit the damage and will want to continue to limit the damage as much as possible. So Ben Rain,
He'll bowl 2 of the 3.
yeah, he will indeed.
He'll have the choice of young Minto or Casey Aldridge. Has an over up his sleeve as well.
Still really packing out that field in the offside. 4 men in the circle. So Harrison will immediately just play off his pads and push into the leg side with 4 men all out on the boundary.
Yeah, there'll be lots of Yorkers and lots of changes of pace here from Ben Rain. Try and stop the batter from getting under the ball. Huge experience.
Ooh, big swing there. Harrison halfway down the track as well. Pretty much ready to run, but Rain not willing to try and make any silly mistakes and go for the quick cheeky run out.
That was right in the slot from Ben Rain as well. That was probably not one of his better balls. Broad will feel he's missed out there. 36 from 31. For him, he'll need to explode here, trying to get Northants up to that 160 mark.
Oh, that one's high, up in the air, but right at Casey Aldridge.
He doesn't drop him.
Two pretty routine catches from Aldridge in the innings, but two big catches nonetheless. And it is Justin Broad that is the man to go. Ben Rain, as he often does with a ball in hand, strikes big. And it's now 6 down for the Steelbacks.
Good work from Rain again. Probably missed his length slightly. But as soon as you hit that anywhere near Casey Aldridge, he makes no mistake. Ben Rain, the veteran, picks up his second wicket. Broad going for 36 from 32. Who have we got here? McManus, the new batter to the crease. Seen some fireworks from here in past seasons as well. Hits the ball in awkward, typical wicket-keeper areas. Likes to sweep and reverse sweep. 2 for 7 for Ben Rain.
Yeah. Got called into the bat as well on Sunday. Didn't have much to do. Hit 5 off 3. Northants were, at that point, well in control of the game off the back of Chris Lynn. But it's a very different game that Lewis McManus is coming into here tonight. 127 for 6. Rain with that full delivery is a wide.
He's filthy with himself as well. Out the back of the hand. Sets himself very high standards.
Yeah, which is funny because it's not like you've been mentioning a couple of times, Ash, that he's maybe not been producing the best deliveries that he's certainly capable of. McManus off the mark. But it's often the way, isn't it? You'll bowl as best as you can and as good as you can one day and have absolutely nothing to show for it, and then occasionally you'll throw up a pie and it'll get you a vital wicket when you need it.
Yeah, especially in this format. Sometimes your best ball goes for 6 and your worst gets a wicket. It's a crazy format. That's why we're here watching it.
Well, off the outside edge of the bat there. Had the protection at third.
This is really good from Durham. Damage limitation time here. Got 2 new batters at the crease.
And up on the big screen, we got dogs at the cricket as well. Love to see that. That's amazing.
He's not enjoying it, is he? Catching a couple of Zeds.
Chilled out. Last ball of this over then. And it's full again from Ben Rain. Whipped into the leg side of the pads of Lewis McManus, who will retain the strike. 5 runs off of it, 4 off of the bat. And the wicket of Justin Broad, chipped up to Casey Aldridge, ends the over. 131 for 6.
Yeah, choices now. For the skipper, it's going to be Casey Aldridge, I think, rather than putting that pressure back onto the youngster. But bathed in sunshine again here. And you can see me trying to dodge.
We are quite literally bathed in sunshine here, Ash.
But beautiful night here in Chester Street. The Banks Homes Riverside. Good crowd in. This coverage coming to you in association with Daffer News. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Keep us in a job. Apart from Stevie, who's probably now being promoted somewhere after his beautiful nature shot. It'll be Casey Aldridge from the Lumley end. It's a dot ball to start. McManus trying to pull that away.
Tell you what, that's not miles away from taking the bails off as well. Lewis McManus there just trying to heave that one straight back up over Aldridge's head.
They've literally got 11 balls here to try and make a difference, try and put a score on that they feel they can defend here. I feel at the moment they're short. This one goes straight up the chimney. Casey Aldridge gets a chance to catch one of his own bowling, and of course he does. The big buckets of Aldridge, 3rd catch of the innings. And this time the first wicket for him. McManus goes for just 2. The Steelbacks just falling away here. 131 for 7, Ben.
Yeah, just continuing on that really strong dominant pressure here, and good for Casey Aldridge as well. Taking a couple of routine but important and impactful catches in the context of the overall game, and now getting to take a wicket off of his own bowling as well with a caught and bowled. That's aren't easy chances, those.
He made it look easy, didn't he?
Those are not easy chances when they're skied straight up in the air like that, especially with the sun starting to get on its way to setting here this evening in Chesterlow Street.
James Sales, the new batter, to the crease. Tucks that away nicely off his pads to get off the mark. Some pressure on Harrison here. Just faced the 6 balls so far, but you feel that if they're going to get to 150 at least, then it's got to be on the back of him. 3 balls left in the over. Just the 1 from it so far. This is hit down to long on. Casey Aldridge is getting... It's perfectly in between the 3. Perfect club from Harrison. Picks up a couple.
Yeah, thought for a moment that that was going to sail into the grateful arms of long on again, as it has done for Aldridge a couple of times. But, like you say, just dropping right into the middle of 3 fielders trying to converge. Aldridge, I think that's Rhodes that's the man at long on, and then maybe Souter.
McKinney in them orange boots.
Yeah, true.
Well, this is heaved away into the leg side. Aldridge picks up his second. Nathan Souter takes the catch. And Durham are being ruthless here. Really good work from Casey Aldridge. Banging the ball into the pitch. Harrison not timing it. Souter doing the damage. Aldridge picks up his second for the over. The Steelbacks 134 now for 8.
Yeah, and in all sorts of trouble if they weren't already in the danger zone before. I mean, realistically, it was that big partnership initially between William Broad that was broken, and then that of Broad and Zabe that has really set Durham on this positive spin. Calvin Harrison going for just the 9 there. And like you say, Ash, just being completely ruthless, not letting this lower middle order have the opportunity to try and extend the hands. Ben Sanderson, the next to try and have a go out at number 10.
He'll probably enjoy bowling here. There'll be a bit of swing for him as well. Evergreen Ben Sanderson. Last ball of the 19th over. It's a great Yorker. Sanderson's not actually sure where that one went, but he's got off the mark, tucking that one down to fine leg. Great over from Casey Aldridge. With 1 over left, the Steelbacks are 135 for 8. Just the 4 off that over.
Yeah, amazing inning that. Amazing work from Casey Aldridge, who stumbled and stuttered a little bit in the 2nd and 3rd overs of his spell here tonight, but started well and ended well, which is often the way. Not how you start, it's how you finish. Casey Aldridge with 2 wickets in that over. Going to set up last platform here for Ben Rain. A big cheer raining out.
I see what you did there. 2 for 11 for Ben Rain.
It's going to be 2 for 12 to start off this final over for the Steelbacks. This is certainly not the situation that you would have hoped for if you were in the Steelbacks positions here at 135, saying, okay, we need a big last over. Who's the bowler you got to try and get those runs off? Just Ben Rain.
Yeah, you're right there. Mr. Consistent for Durham.
Winds up, doesn't quite find the middle there to Sales. Will pick up a run.
Need a couple of boundaries here, the Steelbacks, to finish off. They won't care how they come, whether it's a nick or off the pad. They need to get 145, 150 here. Any way they can.
Tries to dance down the ground, fires a big bottom edge. And they won't care how the runs come, like you said, Ash. Doesn't find the boundary rope. They will come back for two.
Still can't get over the weather here. Absolutely beautiful conditions here at the Banks Homes Riverside. It's been a stinker of a day in the northeast. As you can see from that wide shot. Glorious sunshine here.
Goes away, gets the stumps, and then just chips the ball up over the head of Point. And that's exactly what you're asking for. Just a couple of those fortuitous balls to hit the boundary rope.
That's good from Sanderson. He's given himself some room. Ben Raines tried to go wider, and he's just managed to get under that and hit it over James Minto's head, I think it is, at backward point. Two lads here, butting heads with lots of experience.
Took a little bit off there. Did rain. Sanderson tries to push it into the leg side, but again, as there has been all night, there's been that protection. Last ball of the innings on the way here then. It's going to be James Sales that's going to have to face it.
2 for 20 for Ben Raine. Can he pick up a wicket off the last ball? You feel it's going to be pace off.
Mid-off's going back here onto the rope. Fine leg coming up. Last ball. Straight in towards middle and leg. It's pushed too long off. It was just brought up. They're going to come back for the two. Robinson will try and take it down the stumps.
Are we going to go to third umpire in here? Yes,
Yeah.
of course we are. I think it's out. I think it's a run out. I mean, we couldn't be any further away from it, but I think it is a run out. But there is an umpire review. Who have we got up there? James Middlebrook, former Northants man. Has Ollie Robinson done enough? Just having a look on the big screen.
Ooh.
I think he has.
Yeah.
I think he has. I think it's going to be 145 for 9 to finish. Just waiting for confirmation from Jaws. And he's gone, yeah, run out off the last ball. The Steelbacks will end their 20 overs, 145 for 9. Been some really good work from the Durham bowlers. Ben Raine finishing with 2 for 21. Callum Parkinson the pick, 3 for 19. Casey Aldridge picks up a couple, 2 for 32. Souter, his best night so far in the Blast this year, 1 for 20. Steelbacks just never got going. Vasconcelos got 21. David Willey, 26. Broad top scoring with 36. Saif Zaid with 25. And Durham will need 146 to win, and we'll be back in around 10 minutes with that run chase.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to a bathed in sunshine Banks Homes Riverside and a Vitality T20 Blast contest between Durham and the Northamptonshire Steelbacks. That's been really, really well poised here this evening. Durham winning the toss, electing to bowl, and that decision paid off in droves. The Steelbacks only making 145 for 9 in their 20 overs, headlined by a 3-wicket haul for Callum Parkinson and a 3-catch haul for Casey Aldridge as well, including a caught and bowled late in the innings. That is his 5th 3-catch haul in the Blast. List of just 8 players have taken 5 plus 3-catch hauls in the outfield in the competition. Craig Overton, the man to lead the way in that. But Durham will be looking for their opening partners to lead the way to a very, very strong victory here this evening. You're with myself, Ben Fitzpatrick, and Ash Thorpe here for this evening's coverage. It's going to be Lees and Clark up against David Willey, who's going to take the ball in hand.
Yeah, they'll be looking for early swing here, Northampton, really trying to put a dent into Durham's chase. The power play is crucial. Slip in place. They've got good options. Both spin and pace. Big Scrimshaw, I'm looking forward to watching him bowl.
Oh, and a catching chance and gone! First ball straight up, and Graham Clark is sent straight back into the shed. It's exactly the start that you would have wanted from the Steelbacks coming out of a lacklustre batting performance by their standards. Durham, 1 ball, 1 wicket.
There was a real weird hush before that first ball, and then a massive groan as Graham Clark plinked that one in the air to point. And exactly what you need from a Steelbacks point of view. With only a small total to defend, you need early wickets. And they've got one first ball. Graham Clark going there. Caught by McSweeney. Off the bowling of David Willey. Dream start for the visitors.
It's going to bring Ben McKinney out at 3, who is an inclusion for David Bedingham. Obviously, also no Matthew Potts, with him being called up into the 50 overs against South Africa A, the England Lions. McKinney was also selected in that group, but was later released.
Yeah, I think he might head straight back down there as part of that squad. Been wanting a chance in this T20 side for a while now, McKinney. Got a big opportunity here tonight. David Bedingham out with some back issues.
Chipped up, but through the dive. Initially at short range, short mid-wicket there. Sales, the man who tried to put the dive in. That puts the first run on the board for Durham.
No real swing yet, but I think every ball has been that back of a length so far from Willey. So Alex Lees takes his guard onto off stump.
Down the ground. Willie got a paw to it. Laid out the traps was McKinney. But the throw is offline.
It only takes him about 3 steps to get down the 22 yards. Good call that from Lees.
Yeah, this has been the aspect of particularly the 2 defeats recently in the T20 Blast that head coach Ryan Campbell has been a little bit critical of, is the batting in the power play. That one's batted straight back down the ground. That will impress Ryan Campbell a little bit more. Ben McKinney with a lovely drive. First boundary.
Yeah, it's the first time that Willie's got full there. And Ben McKinney cashing in. Lovely straight drive back down the ground for 4.
And that'll hopefully just alleviate that early pressure that's been lumped straight onto Durham's doorstep with that first ball dismissal of Graham Clark. McKinney tries to go to mid-off this time, but there is defence out there. It's the end of the first over to kick off the chase. First ball wicket and 6 runs off it.
Yeah, no need to panic here for Durham. We've got plenty of time, needing just over 7 and over really to win it, just in 7.5 area. Beautiful crowd on our side of the ground over in the LNER stand, still bathed in sunshine. Over the members' side, fully shaded now. So you'll have t-shirts and shorts one way, and you'll have jumpers and woolly hats the other. Ben Sanderson into the attack from the Finkel end. Lees drives through extra cover. I think there's a little hand on that. And it'll just be the single. Not perfectly timed, but Sales did well to get across.
Yeah, it's a lovely shot. And I think the hand from Sales, if there indeed was one, Ash, even though that Lees might not have timed it as well as he would have liked, could have put a real chase on there for Broad. Whether it would have gotten to the boundary rope or not would have remained to have been seen, but puts miles in the fielder's legs nonetheless.
Ooh, swing and a miss. McKinney looking downtown, slip in place. No swing yet for the Steelbacks opening bowlers, and both of them are very good exponents of swing. Seen Ben Sanderson rip through Durham up here one night. Good areas from Sanderson, a really stacked offside field.
Yeah, he's been handy through the competition so far. 5 wickets to his name. Economy rate of about 7.5. One of the more economical bowlers for the Steelbacks this season. Best figures of 2 for 8 as well.
Steady. McKinney drives. There's a sweeper out on the offside. It'll just be the single. It's McSweeney, I think it is, out in the deep. Sun just hiding behind a few clouds, so the light's starting to take effect here. It's been a glorious evening here at the Banks Homes Riverside. Lees drives to mid-off, but won't beat Broad. Tell you what, we've had some serious numbers on the stream as well. Thank you for watching and joining us here. Don't forget to give us a like and subscribe to keep up to date with all the latest Durham Live news, interviews, and everything from the club on our YouTube channel and other social medias. All this brought to you in association with Daffer News. Round the wicket now for Sanderson. Lees drives to mid-on and sets off immediately for a run. Willie, a little misfield, but it won't cost them anything as Broad does well. Ends the second over. Durham 9 for 1.
Yeah, good inning there from Ben Sanderson to kick things off, but equally good composure shown there from McKinney and Lees. Particularly Lees there, that last ball of the over, just to get the quick single, take on the arm early. Obviously the misfield from Willie helping out a little bit, but it's what you need as a bowling side are trying to put that pressure on early, as Durham did very, very well.
Competition.
He's tucks into the leg side. Bit of a chase on here for the sweeper. They'll come back for two. McSweeney doing the fielding.
Bit of artistic competition in between overs there with the out of focus leaves.
I'll tell you what, I like that one.
Stevie's not happy next door. Brilliant work from the guys from the media company. Our cameraman and producers. Some of the best in the business.
Oh, good fielding there from the skipper and bowl off his own work.
Little crowd catch as well.
Try to offer a little bit of width there, looked like, to Alex Lee. He's trying to encourage him to try and drive on the up. There is a little bit of a gap between cover and point. That point's actually now going to be pushed out as a sweeper on the offside boundary. Long leg is going to be off. Deep third's going to be brought in. Got backward point as well. So Lees pushes to mid off, takes off quickly. A direct hit, and Lees could have been in big trouble there.
That was an aggressive run, that Ben Sanderson. Getting an awkward bounce in the end that got Alex Lees home. This is good tight bowling from the Steelbacks. Picked up that wicket first ball, just transferred pressure straight back on to Durham, who after winning their first two games now on a 2-game losing streak. So just putting a bit of doubt back into the dugout.
Now McKinney
wow,
will get a lovely piece of timing there. Chase on here for Broad, and he won't get there. Boundary for Ben McKinney.
That is such an outstanding shot from Ben McKinney, using his advantage of being 6'7", hitting that on top of the bounce back down the ground. It wasn't a bad ball from David Willey, but man, what a shot.
Yeah, he doesn't do too much with it at all, does he? Like you say, with his natural height, gets nice and high, real compact shot. Broad trying to put the dive in. Now McKinney clubs one into the leg side. Long on will be in the game to come around and stop it from going over the rope again.
It's a good field change that from the Steelbacks. Dropping long on. Have to feel it. If he was in the circle there, that was another boundary. Important little partnership this here between Lees and McKinney. Now it's 17.
Lees chips one up.
What a shot.
And into the gap, into the rope.
He's done more than chip that, Ben. He's absolutely smoked that through the leg side. And a couple of boundaries in the over. Just what Durham needed. 21 for 1 after 3.
Yeah, big settler over there. 12 runs off of it. I mentioned about some of the power play woes earlier on and throughout this broadcast for Durham. Between the two openers in Graham Clark and Alex Lees, in those two losses that Durham have suffered back-to-back in the competition, Clark and Lees have put on just 8 runs between the two of them. Now compare that to the first 2 games for Clark and Lees. 182.
Yeah, a bit of feast and famine. Yeah. And that, I mean, your openers do set things up for you. But it's how you react if that doesn't go to plan. And McSweeney is into the attack. This is hammered through the covers for 4. Glorious shot by McKinney. Almost setting up like Sunil Narayan. Ball behind the back, McSweeney. But there's no mystery about that.
Yeah, well, brought into the side after having been sent back from the England Lions squad. David Benningham out with that back tightness.
This is straight downtown. And it is huge into the windows of the media centre.
Woo! Well, that's what they came to see, Ash. Big high scoring, and Ben McKinney wasting very, very little time as well to get the party started.
You can see what the Steelbacks have tried to do here, match up the off-spinner with the two left-handers. It may work, but as of yet it hasn't. McKinney goes over mid-on, just skims. 1, 2, 3 bounces across the Toblerones for 4.
Wowee.
Explosive stuff.
14 runs off the over so far of the first 3 balls. 4-6-4. Well, if the pattern's got anything to say about it, this one's going over the rope as well.
I think he'll try. Going to bring mid off up into the circle and drop long on here, McSweeney. And McKinney's probably his favourite area is over mid off or over cover. Oh, and he tries to go down, telling it's a thick inside edge. Out to deep mid-wicket. Calvin Harrison doing the tidying up out there. Just a single.
Yeah, I tell you what, Ash, that's pretty much exactly where he's tried to go, isn't it? Right over the top of mid-off after Wiley bringing himself up.
Lees doesn't time this, but all the pressure for this over is gone. 15 from the over so far. Last ball. Oh, and it's nicely bowled by McSweeney. And Alex Lees just tucks this into the leg side for a single. Excellent over from a Durham point of view. 37 for 1, 17. Sorry, 16 from the over.
Yeah, really, really strong over that one. Comparatively as well, if you have a look at where both sides were at this time in the innings. Steelbacks were 26 for 2. And Durham up to 37 for 1. So, at the moment, the home side really in the ascendancy. But as we saw with Durham with the ball, that could change at any given moment.
Ben Sanderson back into the attack from the Lumley end. Ground almost entirely in shade now.
Lees smokes one into the boundary rope. That'll be 4.
That's muscled from the skipper. Hitting that on the up through the covers for 4. Very, very pleasant on the eye.
Yeah, just tried to give Ben Sanderson the change of end here in this early going.
There's fireworks for sure in this power play.
Oh, bowled him! Lees tried to step away, give himself some room, and has given too much room there. Leg stump goes cartwheeling out of the ground. And Alex Lees, just as if though he looked like he settled himself into the game, has to walk back. Second wicket falls for 41 runs.
Yeah, important breakthrough. Just as Durham had got in a real roll there, Alex Lees trying to give himself some room. Sanderson followed him, cramped him, and knocked his leg stump right out of the ground. Good comeback. Ollie Robinson, the new batter. Lees goes for 15 from 12. Durham are 41 for 2.
Yeah, well, what did I say before this over started off, Ash? Everything can change very, very quickly. And in just a couple of deliveries, the Steelbacks have managed to do just that. Dislodge the skipper, Alex Lees, bring out Ollie Robinson, who was previously going into this contest the higher run scorer for Durham in the T20 Blast this season. Lees with his 15 has surpassed him at the moment. And a big shout here for LBW, and it's given as well! Ollie Robinson has now been sent back to the stands, and Sanderson's on a hat-trick.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. If I'm honest, the umpire was keen. Ollie Robinson's absolutely filthy with that decision. But you're absolutely right. That has changed momentum all of a sudden. Hugely back towards Northants. 2 wickets in 2 balls for Ben Sanderson after being hit for 4. And Durham lost 3 wickets in the power play yet again. Important now to rebuild. The run rate isn't a problem, requiring under 7 per over. Sanderson on a hat-trick. Colin Ackerman will be the man to face it.
Yeah, this is a huge moment here for Durham. Ben Sanderson on a hat-trick as well. They can get rid of Colin Ackerman here. That leaves Will Rhodes, Casey Aldridge, Ben Rain very handy with the bat as well. Here comes Sanderson though. Hat-trick ball. And it's kept out by Ackerman.
It was a good ball though, wasn't it? Right on the money. Well, after 4.1 overs, everything was rosy in the garden for Durham. 41 for 1. Piling the pressure onto Northants. On the back of 3 boundaries and a 6 in the last 6 balls. And Sanderson's double strike.
Squirreled away there by Ackerman. Good dive in at backward point by Scrimshaw.
Wonder if Big George will get the last over of the power play.
Last ball
LBW just didn't look right to me, Ben. Just seen a replay on the big screen.
McKinney keeps out the last ball of the over. Very, very damaging over for Durham. They were ready to take flight. But now just had a wing clipped. 42 for 3.
Yeah, just 5 off that over and the 2 wickets. Almost now put Durham in a rebuilding phase when they were right on the attack. David Willey himself is going to come back into the attack here from the Finkel end. Last over of the power play. His 3rd. He has 1 for 18 from his 2 so far. Unsurprisingly, the experiment with McSweeney doesn't last long. He's over going for 16. Getting that hard length from David Willey. It's a little hush around the ground now. Durham were on fire. The crowd were up. The crowd were into it. And then the mood changed in 2 balls. Ackerman drives nicely, but won't beat Sanderson at mid-off.
Yeah, and of course that had to take some doing initially as well with the first ball dismissal of Graham Clark. Chipped up and caught by McSweeney off the bowling of this man.
It was a dream start, wasn't it, for the Steelbacks? They're probably thinking that 145 is not enough. Ackerman punches this beautifully through point. He'll pick up at least 2. Some good fielding out in the deep by Calvin Harrison. He'll have a part to play here. His leg spin. Safe Zabe's left arm spin. As well, you've got Scrimshaw. You've got... Who else have you got? Sales up your sleeve. Got some good options here with the ball. The Steelbacks. This won't be easy going for Durham. Short and cut away, but straight to the sweeper. Harrison out there in the deep. Two balls left of the power play. Durham 45 for 3. Steelbacks also 3 down in their power play. Rebuilding through this phase. David Willey and Justin Broad at the crease at this stage.
Yeah, and I think that will be an aspect that will give Durham a little bit of cause for alleviation.
Kenny tucks this away out into the deep, more pick up a single. So last ball of the power play, 46 for 3. McKinney being the most fluent so far. He's on 27. Ackerman new to the crease on 4.
Yeah, a lot of credit to Ben McKinney. He's really taken this opportunity and grasped it with both hands. He could have been a little bit dour on himself.
Ackerman drives this to mid-off, but won't beat Sanderson. That ends the power play. Durham after 6 overs at 46 for 3.
Yeah, just the 4 runs off that over there to conclude the power play. But when you compare the two sides from where they've been at, Durham do have the 7-run advantage with the same amount of wickets, like you were saying, Ash, down at the end of the power play. Steelbacks were 39 for 3 at the conclusion of their opening 6 overs. So Durham do still have a little bit of time to work with. Of course, have some good names as well that are capable with the bat yet to make their way out and make an impact. Rhodes and Rain in particular.
Yeah, somebody's got to own it. Somebody's got to get 60, 70 not out. Get Durham home. Calvin Harrison into the attack. That's filthy. That's filthy and put away for 4. Not a good start for the leg spinner. Brings up the 50 for Durham. First ball of the 7th over.
Yeah, but if you're Ben McKinney, you'll absolutely take that. Just following the spinner down the leg side. Happy to guide it around the corner. That one popping up on McKinney there. Ackerman calling him through for the single.
Really good cricketer, Calvin Harrison. Great acquisition from Notts. Very talented leg spinner, all-rounder.
Ackerman trying to drive through the covers, but straight to the fielder. Yeah, been very handy in this competition so far as well. 7 wickets. Ackerman gives himself some room. Flat bats it down to mid-off. Long off, really. Does enough to cut it off before it scampers over the rope.
Got a real flourish of the bat. That bottom hand comes through. Ackerman slaps it hard.
Now McKinney in a similar position to where Steelbacks were. Just happy to noodle and nurse around the quick ones. A couple of 2s on offer as well.
Especially after that boundary first ball of the over. That's all you need to do now. Pick up 3 or 4 singles and there's 7 or 8 off the over and you're up or ahead of the rate. Only needing 7s.
Oh, and has that gone straight through? Quick off with the bows there. Was McManus. But Ackerman firmly grounded. That will end the over. 7 runs from it, including that boundary off the first ball. As the twilight starts to make its way over the Banks Homes Riverside. 53 for 3.
That sun is so annoying for me right now. It's right in our eyes. 53 for 3, as you said, Ben. I feel this is a big partnership. 93 still required. It's going to be spin from both ends. Safe Zabe into the attack for his left arm spinners. His 100th match. And a useful little contribution with the bat too. Left arm round the wicket to the left-hander. And McKinney skies this one up in the air and this will be gone. First ball. And this crowd is silenced. McKinney goes. Durham 53 for 4. McKinney goes for 33. And Durham in all sorts of trouble.
Yeah, just thrown it away there. Hasn't he, Ben McKinney? He's tried to take on the spinner first ball. And he's just got it completely wrong. Safe Zabe. Muted celebration from him, but deep down, him and the rest of the Steelbacks will know how much of an important, impactful wicket that was. Going to bring Will Rhodes out.
33 from 19, McKinney. Caught comfortably by Broad. Off Safe Zabe's first ball. Ryan Campbell often talks about problem solving. Well, they need to solve some problems here if they're going to get home. Will Rhodes, the new man to the crease. Good news for Durham is that well up with the rate. Having lost those 4 wickets are making it hard for themselves. Northants, remember, top of their group, 4 wins from 4 games. Durham started off this season with a flourish, 2 wins in 2. Came unstuck against Yorkshire and against Notts. Will Rhodes off the mark with a single.
Yeah, in this game as well, one of the 2 that are part of the cross group as well. Now the game will be Middlesex.
Yeah, Middlesex away. These 2 obviously played quite a lot against each other as part of the North group. So very familiar with each other. This is a really nice start from Safe Zabe. Just the 2 off the over so far and the wicket. The big wicket of Ben McKinney. Rhodes clips this away into the leg side. They'll think of 2, but I'll settle for the single. Good work out in the deep by Calvin Harrison. Just the 3 off the over, and after 8 overs, Durham are 56 for 4.
Yeah, big over there from Safe Zabe to kick things off for him in his spell in this game. Have a look at that. That is a glorious shot.
Crowd getting up and around. A beautiful sunset here over the Banks Homes Riverside. Sun setting away to the west. The ground now completely in shade. Lights taking effect.
It's going to be Harrison that will continue from the Lumley end. First over went for 7. Rhodes, little late cut shot into the offside for 1.
Lots of experience between these 2. I'm sure they'll know all they need to do is establish a partnership here to take this game deep. While there's still some batting to come, you don't want to leave that responsibility to anybody else.
Straightened up on Ackerman. Happily deposits it into a pretty similar area. But yeah, like you say, it was the 4 and 5th wicket partnerships for the Steelbacks that really kind of get themselves back into the game. 33 and 47 runs respectively of those 2 partnerships. So Durham will be certainly looking to emulate that at this stage.
Yeah, well, they have to.
Winds up there. Does Ackerman. Doesn't quite get it to maybe where he was hoping for. Long off was relatively vacant if he could whip it away there in a hurry.
Yeah, really interesting how wide long off is there and how straight long on is.
Rhodes continuing to just nurse around. Find the singles here. Just run a ball on this over so far. Chipped up. Half a cry of catch, but with Long Off being pushed so far back and so far wide, there's enough room for Ackerman to find a little bit of green safety.
Good picket fence off that over. 6 from it. All singles. But that's all they have to do, this pair. Just build a partnership. 84 from 66 balls is the equation.
Yeah, those partnership numbers as well so far for Durham. 0-41, 0-12. And currently, this partnership worth 9.
Lads are getting carried away here. This one's slapped down the ground by Ackerman. It'll just be another single. Having a leaf off.
They're just showing off for all the thousands and thousands that are tuning in and sticking with us here this evening, Ash.
It's just an overgrown weed. This one's clipped away by Will Rhodes out into the deep. We're surrounded by beautiful trees and then just getting the camera work straight through a weed on the roof.
Yeah, but it's all about the framing. It's all about the mise-en-scene, you know. The atmosphere building.
Good fielding. Yeah, excellent fielding off his own bowling from Safe Zabe. Been tidy so far. This is hit long, over, long on. All the way into the crowd for 6. Big strike by Ackerman.
Yeah, catch that if you dare. Colin Ackerman, seen enough, decided to go bang straight over the long on boundary into the stand just below us.
Clever bowling, but even better batting as he backs away and slaps that one over extra cover. 1 bounce for 4. Beautiful shot, Colin Ackerman. And it's funny how momentum changes. You felt that Northants were well on top there, and in 2 balls that go for 6 and 4 as Durham approached the halfway point. That scoreboard just looks a little healthier. And good batting, picking up a single, keeping that scoreboard moving on. At the halfway point, Durham are 75 for 4. As a comparison, Northants had a good over also in the 10th. They were 64 for 3.
Yeah, very similar scorings as well in that 10th over. Durham getting 13 off this one. Steelbacks scored 15 off of Casey Aldridge. That was his 2nd over.
Yeah, 71 off 60, Ben. You would feel that if Durham weren't 4 down, you'd feel that they're absolutely cruising along. But 4 down, if the Steelbacks can pick up a couple of wickets, that'll just put some panic in that dugout. There is some experience to come. You've got Casey Aldridge, Ben Rain in there. But these two will want to take that responsibility on as far as they can.
Nathan McSweeney being brought back into the attack. Went for a lot.
Yeah, 16 off his first.
Yeah.
Interesting choice.
Yeah, it was Ben McKinney that really feasted on McSweeney in that first over of his spell. Ackerman just taking the one and getting off strike to start. All real Rhodes do. Just guides down to deep cover.
I think that's all he needs to do. A bit of momentum has gone Ackerman's way with a 4 and a 6 in the last over. Ackerman on 22, Rhodes on 7. Just keep that scoreboard ticking over for now.
Ackerman chipped up, caught! And just when the momentum was swinging back into Durham's way, Colin Ackerman chips up an easy gimme. McSweeney, the experiment didn't work the first time, does the second. And Durham are 5 down.
Yeah, it's a poor time to get out there. Ackerman slapping that one, trying to get it over cover. Broad taking an excellent catch. McSweeney bouncing back big time after that expensive first over, picking up Colin Ackerman, who goes for 22 from 21. And Durham need to rebuild again. 77 for 5.
It's Casey Aldridge who's going to be brought out at number 7. Hasn't really chipped in too much with the bat so far this season. 30 runs, averaging about 10 an appearance, having only batted 3 times so far in the campaign. But 20 of those came in the same game and came in one match. But what another massive momentum arrestor for the Steelbacks, and now McSweeney getting down and dirty off of his own work. Little outside edge. Hesitation.
Yeah, and if that partnership's flourishing, that's a run. 100% there to the left-hander's right. Chris Lynn is the fielder as well, who can't really throw with a dodgy left shoulder. Not risking a run out.
Just batted straight to the man that was rearranged there in the field. End of the over, just 2 runs. And the wicket of Colin Ackerman from it. Durham 77 for 5.
Got some choices now. Northants, where do they go? Going to go back to Seam, are they? Or is it Harrison? Crowd watching on. Young Ruben there in the crowd. Know him, the Mulkerans.
Yeah, definitely an air of worry once again smattered across the faces of the crowd.
Harrison, just turning away and drop and run from Will Rhodes, which has done really well so far in this innings. Casey Aldridge picked up a couple of wickets, picked up 3 catches again. What was it for the 5th time? Got some work to do with the bat as he tries to reverse that one. And there you go. This time, Will Rhodes identifying that's gone to Chris Lynn and running through for the single.
Yeah, heads up there from Aldridge. Might have even just got the call from Rhodes to make his way through as well.
A little bit of turn and a bit of bounce. It's a good period this for the Steelbacks. Right back in this game. Game's in the balance. Durham 67 from 51. As Rhodes picks up another single. Like I say, if you're looking at the runs in isolation, it should be a doddle. But the fact that Durham are 5 down, they've put themselves under huge pressure here.
Field just going to change here against Casey Aldridge. He's going to come into the offside, catching.
Nicely tucked into the leg side. They'll pick up 1. They'll look at 2 here. Lovely weight on that shot from Casey Aldridge. Clever batting and good running.
Yeah, very good running there. And good manipulation as well of the field. Identifying the field change and just guiding that one into the vacant space that had been left.
This one just punched out into the offside to end the 12th over. 83 for 5 Durham, needing 63 from 48.
Yeah, well, we assumed and we advertised that this was going to be a really tough test and a really engrossing contest here this evening. Hasn't quite panned out the way that we would have expected the script to go.
I was expecting a high-scoring thriller, if I'm honest, but this game's delivering a low-scoring thriller as the crowd getting into it.
Yeah, Durham will want every single voice to be able to be heard here to help try and get them over the line. McSweeney to continue. Fuller there to Casey Aldridge, and they'll test the arm. They've done very well there of Aldridge and Rhodes.
It's clever stuff from Casey Aldridge. Knowing exactly what he wants to do, and then that potentially going to start to drag those fielders off the Toblerones and in. This one timed too well. Light's really taking effect now here, as you can see, with the multiple shadows from the players out on the ground. Beautiful sight here at the Banks Homes Riverside.
Yeah, the sun's disappeared out of pretty much nowhere. But we cannot complain with the visual spectacle that we have been given. As we said, all indications throughout this morning and this early afternoon seemed like it was going to be a bit of a miserable one weather-wise. Here goes Rhodes, and they're going to come back for two once again. Those fielders camped out on the Toblerones, Ash.
Yeah, they're going to have a decision to make here. I mean, that was in the gap. It's excellent placement and good running. But yeah, I mean, I've been getting messages all day. Do you think it'll be on tonight? I was like, yeah. Our club game's going on just up the road.
Rhodes with a flat bat through the covers. Yeah, walking up to the ground around about 4:30 this afternoon. Felt a few little droplets of rain. I thought, oh no, don't let this happen like my trip to the T20s last season. Oh, run out opportunity here if they're quick with it.
Ooh, didn't need that.
Aldridge gets back in his ground. Umpire is going to go upstairs.
Yeah, they've got the technology, they'll use it, but I think Aldridge was pretty safe there unless his bat's bounced, which can happen as you dive in. 89 for 5 I've got after 13.
There's the ball and the gloves, just looking at a replay on the big screen. Aldridge looks like he is well in his ground and safe. Get the official TV decision from the Great White Shark. And the mouth is closed. Not out.
The mouth's been open in Australia in the last couple of weeks, and 3 have gone. Especially in the West, there's been a couple. Calvin Harrison to continue. Great fielding off his own bowling. 57 from 41 now. So that run rate just starting to climb a little bit. Ooh. This one off the thigh pad, or is it off a bit of glove? There's no signal as of yet from the umpire. So it'll be a single to Will Rhodes. 56 from 40. Northants at this stage in the comparisons are ahead. Just tucked away into the leg side. Oh my goodness, he's gone.
Oh dear.
They're going to go upstairs, but you feel that Aldridge is well run out there. Good bit of fielding in the deep. Calvin Harrison, I think it is, celebrating there with his fielder. This time I don't think Aldridge is anywhere near home. Gone by a long way. Northants pick up their 6th. And that comparison looking worse and worse here for Durham. Aldridge run out for 8. 91 for 5 Durham. Sorry, 91 for 6 Durham. Ben Rain already out in the middle as the out comes up on the big screen.
Yeah, it's
work to do.
All gone from bad to worse here for Durham. What looked like a really manageable total to be able to chase down. Graham Clark, yet again, not scoring or scoring too low. Ollie Robinson having gone for naught as well.
McSweeney with the strong throw in. Good evening to Phil Mustard, who's out in India. No doubt playing some overage cricket out there, or arranging some kind of wheeling and dealing. The Colonel, absolute Durham legend. It's good to have him joining us, along with over 12,000 of you at the moment. Wow. Great numbers here. Oh, Ben Rain gets an outside edge. First ball for him. Work to do for Durham, 55 from 38. You'd have to say at this point, Northants have swung it round in their favour. That'll be a wide down the leg side. Umpire Debenham.
First wide of the bowling innings, I think that as well, for the Steelbacks. Bowled very tidily.
Tucked away into the leg side, and this will be a couple. Well judged by Will Rhodes on this occasion. Ben Rain sweeps, gets a top edge, but it looks like it's going to fall into the vacant area on the leg side. But that ends a successful over for the fielding team. The Steelbacks pick up the run out of Casey Aldridge, and Durham after 14 and 95 for 6, and under serious pressure here, requiring, where are we? I've just took it off my screen. Do the maths, 51 from 6 overs.
Yeah, it's going to be big ask here. Will Rhodes is obviously going to be the key man. Ben Rain does have the capability to to strike with the bat. He's yet to do so in the competition so far, though. Has not ratcheted up just 11 runs in the T20 so far. So need a very big innings from him to combine with Will Rhodes. Sweeney to continue, and Rain will get to work with just a single.
I think Ben Rain will take the responsibility here of going big. Will Rhodes is probably the one that needs to bat throughout the innings. It's good from McSweeney, who's bounced back nicely after a very expensive first over that went for 16. Just gone for a further 9 runs.
Back into his crease. There goes Rhodes. Take the single. Up to 97 for Durham. 3 away from getting up to 100. Rain chipping up with a sweep. Will hit the fielder on a bounce.
A bit of nervous gasping there from the crowd. I'm not going to lie, I'll whip my head around as well to see how deep that was going to go.
Oh, big appeal, particularly from McManus behind the stumps.
Yeah, sliding well down the leg side. But again, another tidy over here for the Steelbacks. Durham yet to bring up their 199 for 6 here.
That'll do it, though. Drive pushed down to long on. Will also bring an end of the over and an end to a pretty decent spell from Nathan McSweeney after being peppered for 16 in his first over. 2, 6 and 5 to close with a wicket to bookend it all as well. 100 for 6.
Yeah, to compare that, after 15 overs, the Steelbacks are 110 for 4, and we didn't think that that was anywhere near enough at that stage. And Durham closed out the innings really well, with the last 5 overs only going for 35. Durham with a lot of work to do here. 46 to win from 30. Just over 9 per over. Again, if you look at that in isolation, you're thinking that Durham are in a pretty strong position. But at 6 down, you'd have to say the Steelbacks are favourites at the moment. Sanderson back into the attack. He's got 2 overs left. David Willey has 1. I'll need to squeeze another over from somewhere. Safe Zabe still has a couple as well. This one's hit. It'll be a dot. Dot balls are gold right now for the Steelbacks. Every dot builds pressure. Obviously a message from the dugout coming just down in front of us. McSweeney in conversation with David Willey. This one's hammered through the covers for 4. Ben Rain showing us what his ability is with the bat. He was brilliant with the ball. Durham need their main man with the bat right now.
Yeah, crunching drive there from Ben Rain. Past the dive. That's exactly what Durham need now. Picking up those boundaries, at least 1 or 2 and over, to get that hefty 9+ runs and over required down to something more manageable. Much like the Steelbacks had to as well against Durham. Durham need to have to pick a bowler to really attack.
This one's hit high in the air. Is it hit badly enough that it doesn't cover? Mid-wicket gets in and drops it. Calvin Harrison. That's a huge let-off for Durham. Durham still have Minto, Sauter and Parkinson to come, but you feel that if Durham are to win this game, then the damage has to be done by this pair. And there's a let-off.
I was about to say, I'll tell you what, if that catch is taken, I think it's pretty much game over. If Harrison can keep hold of that, he's had to travel a long way, but he's managed to get the ground.
Would have been a third as well for Sanderson. This one's whipped away into the leg side, but we'll find Harrison, who gets plenty of encouragement from the crowd.
Yeah, he'll go back in front of the member stand. Hopefully have a little bit of a smile on his face and have a bit of a joke back with the crowd.
Just about the worst feeling in the game, dropping a catch. Ben Rain hits this one again, but David Willey gets around at mid-off. Does it well. 39 to win from 25.
Yeah. Ben Rain, obviously, like you mentioned earlier, Ash, when he was making his way into the game, be the one out of the two to maybe be given more of a license to try and go big. He's just been chipping up a couple of deliveries a little bit too precariously for my liking. Yes, you've got to go, but there's also going and then just throwing your wicket away as well.
It's nicely bowled from Sanderson, keeping the stumps in play. 8 from that over from Sanderson. He's got excellent figures of 2 for 16. Durham need 38 from 24.
Yeah, and comparatively, it was 119 for 4 where the Steelbacks were with the bat earlier on this evening. So, Steelbacks having a healthy 11-run advantage with 2 extra wickets to have played with as well at this point in their batting innings. Will Rhodes still there though. Ben Rain showing some attacking intent.
This is who they've got to target. Sales has come into the attack here. Tough 2 overs, maybe at the death for him. Hasn't bowled yet tonight. Throwing the ball in a high pressure situation, James Sales.
Interesting, we haven't seen George Scrimshaw take the ball tonight.
Yeah, very. They've obviously decided that pace off was the way to go on this pitch, giving McSweeney 4 overs.
Yeah, which very much was a risk that could have backfired as well after McSweeney's first over. Here goes Sales, swing and a miss.
What a slower ball that was, right over the bails.
What were we saying about taking pace off?
Fair play. They're not 4-0 for nothing, are they? The Steelbacks started off the season brilliantly. They've got good options with the ball. Like you say, still got Scrimshaw up their sleeve, unused as of yet.
Slow again, this time pelted. There is cover at long off. It's hit hard enough that Durham won't be able to come back for two. Yeah, it's not like it's uncommon to see James Sales with the ball in hand. Did bowl a full 4 overs up against Warwickshire on Sunday.
Oh, genuine all-rounder. Absolutely no doubt about that.
Little back of a length there up against Ben Rain. Will Rhodes immediately setting back off for 2. Good running.
That was the first ball with pace on from Sales. And good running from Durham. 35 from 21.
Yeah, still not quite insurmountable yet. But with all of these precious dot balls, some of the 1s and 2s as well, while they are slowly but surely adding up onto the total. You always want at least one boundary, especially at this stage, to really put yourself in a comfortable enough position. Rain tried to step away a little bit and give himself some room.
It's good from Sales, just keeping the stumps in play. Excellent work here from the Steelbacks. 145 never looked enough on what has been a pretty good surface. It hasn't been a load of turn. Right in the driving seat. Something's got to happen here for Durham, and happen soon.
Oh, big swing. Peel from Sales and from the keeper. Will go down as a leg bite.
Yeah, it's pitched outside leg. It's again good changes here from Sales. Hitting the pitch hard there. It's genuinely done Will Rhodes for pace, who may have been expecting a slower ball.
Last ball of the 17th over. And it's bowled in. Bales go flying. Ben Rain walks back down to the pavilion, and that very well could be that. James Sales with just his first over as we're bringing the over to a close. And Durham now 7 down.
Yeah, that's big. Ben Rain goes for 15. And you're now left really. Young James Minto, more than capable. Had a rough night with the ball. He's got some work to do with the bat here, but excellent over from Sales. Durham need 11 and over to win. So to break that down, you're probably looking at 5 to 6 boundaries to win the game off these 18 balls. David Willey is going to bring himself back into the attack.
Yeah, just about to say, the skipper smells that this game is drawing itself to a close. And he wants to try and help close this out with some authority himself as well.
Looking at 2 boundaries and over here for Durham to get home. And that's heaved into the leg side, but not timed by Will Rhodes. Calvin Harrison maybe just getting a little reminder of the catch that he dropped a touch earlier.
Well, at the very least, it's not coming back to haunt him too much. That drop catch opportunity.
32 from 17. All eyes on James Minto.
On T20 debut. I mean, there are certain scenarios and situations that you'll dream about as a young cricketer starting to make your way in the development ranks. How about this for a scenario?
He hits this one, and it's a dot. Dots are absolutely gold here for the Steelbacks. Clever out of the back of the hand, pace off from Willie. Really tough to adjust to that, even for a top order batter.
Yeah, they've continuously piled on the pressure well, haven't they? The Steelbacks. There is slight element of some wickets being thrown away for Durham as well.
Pace on. Hit towards extra cover. Sanderson, in some kind of fashion, fields it, throws it in, and ends up right on his backside. David Willey just gives him a little side eye there.
Hand out an apology there as well.
Just had the ball in the knuckleball position there, David Willey. Will he try one here to Will Rhodes? 31 from 15. He does. This is whipped away behind square. Is this a boundary that Durham need? It is. Much needed boundary for Durham. 27 from 14.
Yeah, that'll get a little bit of belief back into Durham with the conclusion of this run chase. So whether that is just the attempt at the knuckleball there, Rhodes does enough to whip it away back past fine leg.
Last ball. Sorry, 2 balls left of the over. This is heaved into the leg side. Harrison, 1 bounce. It was nicely timed by Rhodes. He's a little bit disappointed he hasn't put that away. 26 to win from 13. Durham need another boundary here to keep up. You can see the frustration on Will Rhodes there, kicking the dirt.
Yeah, well, undoubtedly they will know, Durham, that they should not be in this situation.
Minto hits that in the air. Will it carry anywhere? It's plinked perfectly from a Durham point of view.
I think on the wrong end.
And they get home for a couple. So not the worst result from a Durham point of view. 24 to win from 12 balls.
Yeah, it's an exact 12 runs across the last 2, isn't it? That's the equation. But a 9-run over there to take Durham to 122 gives them at least a chance.
Chest to the line, trying to rev the crowd up. What that 2 also does is keeps Will Rhodes on strike. He's on 24 and all eyes on him right now.
So it'll be Sanderson to
good
take
move.
The last over from the Lumley end.
It's exactly what I would have done.
Yeah, it's going to free up Sales.
Try and make that last over as big as possible for Durham. Durham need, you think, this over to go for double figures if they're to have any chance.
Flat bat. Stopped in the covers though, off Will Rhodes.
It's a perfect result that for the Steelbacks. It's a single and Will Rhodes at the non-striker's end.
Yeah, it brings Minto up on strike. And there is the gap over the top of cover. If Minto can just get a hold of it, dump it over the top. He'll find the edge and find the boundary rope. Well, well, well. Don't stray too far away from your device of choice, because Durham haven't quite had the final say in this one yet.
19 from 10. Carved away by Minto. Important boundary. They need at least another 1, ideally another 2 boundaries off this over. Sanderson a little bit full, a little bit wide, especially with the 2 men in the circle behind point. 17,000 of you tuning in here, which is incredible.
Oh, and a swing and a miss.
Yeah, great slower ball. Really clever stuff from one of the most experienced men on the circuit now, Ben Sanderson. He's had some success at this ground in the past. 19 from 9.
Yeah, continuing to just amount up. 132 for 7 is where the Steelbacks were at this point. Minto, flat bat, right back into the paws of Sanderson.
It's a drop catch.
Yeah.
It's hurt Sanderson. In fact, I might have broke his finger there by the look of that, just hanging off at the end. So we'll have a little delay here. Durham requiring 18 from 8. As the shouts of "get on with it" come from the northeast crowd. But there'll be a little bit of a delay here as Ben Sanderson gets some attention from the physio. I think it's popped out.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on, grow some, mate. Get it back in. The producers, not as grisly as me. I wanted to watch the lot there. I wanted to see every bit of pain on his face. Been through it numerous times myself. It's not nice.
No, not at all.
Not nice.
Well, what it does do is give us a chance, Ash, to have a little bit of an overview and sort of an early inquisition of the game. This coverage and broadcast brought to you in association with DAFFA Bet and DAFFA News. It's been an innings where you would have thought coming into this that the Steelbacks would have had plenty of their offensive firepower out on display, but so many of those weapons were stifled. Chris Lynn going for 1, Nathan McSweeney going for 2. Even Vasconcelos and Justin Broad, who did end up kicking on and scoring a few, didn't maybe continue on to where they would have hoped. You would have thought at 145 for 9 that Durham would have had a really, really good position to go on and win this game, but Steelbacks bowling, credited with maybe as well with a little bit of sloppiness from Durham throwing away a couple of wickets, has set themselves up to maybe go 5-0.
Indeed. Sanderson looks like he's okay to continue, which is good news for him. Yeah, I mean, that was set up from the first ball. You thought all Durham needed to do was to have success in the power play to be ahead of the game. And they were on track to that, to be honest with you, until 2 wickets fell back-to-back in the 5th over, where Alex Lees and Ollie Robinson were out in successive balls to this man, Ben Sanderson. And that really changed the game from there. Durham have struggled to establish a partnership. And they're a real hole here, needing 18 from 8.
Sanderson will continue. A big bottom edge from Will Rhodes. Try to come back for 2. Minto takes a slip. But they manage to recover and make their way back.
Yeah, there might be a bit of dew out there. There's been some rain around. The outfield is really firm as well. 16 from 7.
And the cavalry charge out on display as well. Steelbacks had just the 4-run advantage at this point in the game. Also had 1 extra wicket down. Lovely sound off the bat from Will Rhodes. Won't get all the way to the boundary rope, but they will get the 2. The throw back in is offline.
14 off the last.
Yeah, 10 runs off of that over. 132 for 7. Like you say, Ash, the equation, 14 runs, 6 balls to do it. Will Rhodes on 29 off 31. James Minto, 8 off 6.
James Sales, the man tasked with bowling the last over. One for 4 so far for him. Absolutely superb over for him. Picking up Ben Rain. Last over thriller, which is exactly what you want. Although you feel that Northants are in the position you'd want to be in, right in the driver's seat.
Yeah, it's Durham with everything to do in this over, isn't it?
Indeed.
Steelbacks bringing James Sales in. Brought him in very, very late as well.
It's got to be 3 4s or a 6 and a 4 for Durham to win. Or a cheeky 5 wides, maybe.
No ball free hit. Who says no?
They've been very disciplined so far. Just the 1 wide for the Steelbacks.
Ooh.
Playing a miss. Dot ball. Pace on.
Yeah, Minto just trying to open up the hands. Chris Lynn coming over there to have a quick chat. Meeting of the minds.
Looking to go 5-5, the Steelbacks. In that central and west group. This is chipped nicely back over his head for a single. It'll be Will Rhodes on strike, and Rhodes will probably take all 4 of the last balls. I don't think if there's a single on offer that Rhodes will take it. He's 29 from 31 and has really run out of batting partners here. That wicket of Ackerman really turned the game. Aldridge run out as well. Some real power in that middle order from Durham. They just haven't fired really throughout the whole campaign. Relied really heavily on that opening partnership. Ollie Robinson's been useful in the middle, making contributions when we have had some nice starts. But the power play's been vital so far for Durham this year. This is flicked away, down to fine leg. Rhodes has got to get back on strike somehow. He comes back and he makes it. Great running from the big fella. Good from Sales though, took the pace off. 11 from 3 required.
Yeah, I like the inventiveness there, the attempt of the shot from Rhodes. Obviously, we are going upstairs just to confirm that Rhodes was back in his ground. He's well back in there.
Yes, absolutely. Not really a need for a review there, I guess. Adds to the drama and the tension.
Absolutely.
And if you've got the technology, I guess use it. Last thing you want as an umpire is for that bat to bounce or something like that and you make a fool of yourself.
Well, not for the first time this evening. Jaws will be denied. Not out, flashed up to great cheers on the screen.
Yeah. You've got River down there celebrating. One of the mascots.
Slower
That's
ball,
hammered to
mid-off.
mid-off. Does it
and
carry?
It's caught. It has carried. And that will well and truly be that. It's the skipper taking the catch. James Sales has his second. And that'll pretty much do it.
Pace off again from Sales. Do you know what it is? Fair play to him. He's been put into some seriously pressure situations. And he's come up trumps for his captain. Nathan Souter has the task even of hitting 2 sixes to win the game for Durham, or a 4 and a 6 to tie it. Good catch that from Willie.
Yeah, very handy catch. Full extension. Just managed to wrap the fingers underneath the ball. Now, as you say, Nathan Souter had a strong performance with the ball. Picked up his first wicket of the competition this season as well earlier. It was a big wicket out of Saif Zaib in the context of the game at that point. Now, can he do something tremendous here with the bat? 11 needed. Back-to-back sixes.
I mean, the good news from the Durham point of view is that the North group, Yorkshire are running away with it. They've played 5 games, won 4, lost 1. And Durham here, after these 2 balls, well, I'll give you more information after this ball. It's heaved away into the deep, and it won't get to the boundary. It'll just be a couple for Salter, which means that Durham needs snookers to get home. So Derbyshire in second place, Durham in third, Notts in fourth, and Leicester in fifth will all have 2 wins and 3 losses. So all is not lost, but the momentum is worrying here for Durham, who started off with 2 wins out of 2, will now have lost 3 games in a row.
Yeah, and remember, obviously, with the restructuring as well, with the introduction of the new central group, It's the top 2 sides from all 3 groups that advance to the quarterfinals, and then the best 2 out of 3 of the third places that make up the final spots at 7 and 8 respectively. But like you say, it was going to be a lot of work that Durham are going to have to do to put themselves in that conversation.
Can he hit it for 9? Last ball, Sales has been superb. 2 for 9. Pace on. Souter gets plenty of it, but it will drift out into the leg side and go for 1. And the Steelbacks, full credit to them, have defended 145. They look dead and buried at the halfway point. But they go home as victors. They go home 5-0 and top the Central and West group as Durham fall to defeat here by 7 runs to the Steelbacks. It's an excellent win on the road in one of these crossover games. Durham have their second crossover game against Middlesex. But Ben, you'd have to say that Northants have been superb this second half and really snatched victory from the jaws of defeat.
Yeah, they absolutely have. They've definitely earned their titles and earned their placements to be undefeated so far in the competition. That power play batting yet again proving costly for Durham, or I suppose lack of power play batting as the case has been and may be. There'll be a hefty inquisition. It'll have to be quick though, because Durham are back here hosting Lancashire on Tuesday night. Northants back at home to Worcestershire on the 9th as well.
A reminder, you can catch post-match coverage on Durham Live with all interviews, etc. But from Ben Fitzpatrick and myself, Ash Thorpe, congratulations to the Steelbacks. They get home tonight, and we'll see you on Tuesday.